All right, kiddos, we are here again. Miss Ayers coming to you live-ish from my virtual classroom. All right, guys, so today we're still in Unit 4, of course, but today we're gonna talk about using the dictionary. If you've been in my class, and I have Spanish English because this is the only dictionary I have at home right now. I do have other dictionaries, but they're put away. But we're going to talk about using the dictionary. Now, I know some of you guys, or many of you guys, don't have dictionaries at home, but maybe some of you do, and you can practice with the skills that we are about to learn. Okay. Also, if you've had me for the school year, for most of the school year, you should already be familiar with using the dictionary. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. So this is from the book. Like I said, we're learning how to use a dictionary, or we are refreshing our skills on how to use the dictionary. All right. So it says use the dictionary to learn more about a word. So you guys use this dictionary so you can translate, but you also use a traditional dictionary just to understand what does this word mean. Okay, I don't know this word. I'm going to get my dictionary and I'm going to find it so that I can know more about this word. Okay, so it says you can learn the meaning of a word, which is the denotation. You can learn the emotional meaning, which is the connotation, and then you can learn from where does this word come from. That's the etymology. Okay. Now, it said, look at these parts of a dictionary page. We have 3 parts of our dictionary page that are labeled. Okay. So this symbolizes, or this is a dictionary. It's an example of a dictionary page. Okay. So the first thing that we have labeled are our guide words. Okay. Guide words are the words that you find at the top of the page, and they tell you what word is at the top of the page and what word is at the bottom of the page, or what is the first entry and what is the last entry. So if you look, I'll show you an example in my dictionary that I have, and I just opened to a random page. Okay, these are my guide words. Okay, blacksmith is the first word. I don't know if you can see it, but blacksmith is the first word. And then blow is our other guide word. Blow is the very last, let's see. Blow is the very last word on the page. All right. So those are our guide words. Okay. Now let's go back to our page. Okay. So we have guide words, and then we have entry. Entry is it's where they give you each word, the pronunciation, the definition, the part of speech. So for example, this whole thing is an entry. This is an entry. The entry for survive, the entry for suspense. Okay. So within our entry, we have our word, our vocabulary word. We have the pronunciation, which is how to pronounce survive, survive. And then we have our part of speech. Now, survive is what part of speech? It's a verb, okay? Now, if you look over here to the side, V is for verb, N is for noun, ADJ is for adjective, and ADV is for adverb. Okay, these are our different parts of speech that you're going to see here. Now, there are other parts of speech, but these are the ones that you will see the most. Okay, so there we talked about our different parts of our dictionary page. Now, if we look down here at suspense is the last word on the page. It's one of our guide words. Okay, so this is the first word on the page, the last word on the page. Now, for this entry, for the entry of suspense, or for suspense's entry, we have the vocabulary word, we have the pronunciation, which is suspense, and then we have the part of speech. And the part of speech is what? It is a noun. Okay. And then, oh, forgive me, I forgot to mention. And then we have our definition. So, survive, the definition for survive is to continue to live after an illness or an accident. And then the definition for suspense, excitement or worry due to uncertainty. Okay. Now, down here it says to follow these steps, and I'm only going to go through it briefly just because I can't show you everything. So it says use alphabetical order to find the right page in the dictionary. Now, it doesn't give us any words, so I'm just going to use my page that I have here. Okay, and then it says look at the guide words. On this page that I have, my guide words are, we already found them. Wait. Blacksmith and blow. Let me turn up my light. There we go. All right, so our guide words here are blacksmith and blow. Okay, blacksmith is the first word, blow is the last word. Okay, now it says, then it says find the entry for the word on the page. Okay, and so the entry for the word on this page, we can do, let's do blade. Let's do blade. Okay, so our entry is blade. Can you see? Our entry is blade. We have the pronunciation, blade. We have the part of speech, which is a noun. And then we have the translation. Okay. Now, in a traditional dictionary, you would have the actual definition, but since this is a Spanish to English dictionary and English to Spanish dictionary, it's going to have translations. All right. All right. Let's get back to it. Okay. And so all of this stuff, we just talked about it. The guide words, the entry, pronunciation, definition, part of speech. Okay. So it says practice using a dictionary. So let's do this. It's going to be super simple, right? Because I know you guys know how to use a dictionary. All right. So it says, is survive the first word or is it the last entry on the page? Now, remember what I said. This is the first entry on the page. This is the last entry on the page. So is the word survive the first or the last? What do you think? If you said first is the correct answer. Okay. And then number 2 says point. Let me see if I can zoom out a bit. There we go. It says point to the pronunciation of the word. Now, the pronunciation is, let me see if I can. No. How can I? Okay. Well, the pronunciation is here. That's the pronunciation. Okay. And then it says, what is the definition? The definition is here. Oops. Sorry, y'all. Let's redo that. Okay, so our definition for survive is here. To continue to live after an illness or accident. Okay, that's our definition. All right, and then what is the part of speech of the word? Remember, we said it's a verb. And then now say the meaning of the word, or say the meaning of the sentence in the text. So it says, police found Sam Malden last Friday. He was lost in the wilderness for 3 days. Police were not sure he would survive. I'm happy to say that the suspense is finally over, the police chief said. Now, it says, now say the meaning of the sentence in the text. Okay, So we're talking about the word survive, right? We're talking about the word survive. So here we have the word survive, right? And then this is our sentence. Oops. Let's pull this down. All right. It says police were not sure he would survive. Now, it says say it in your own words. What does this mean? Well, it means, and I'm just going to take this and put it down here. It means the police were not sure the man would continue to live. Okay, so that's what that sentence means. The police were not sure that the man would continue to live. All right. And so guys, that pretty much concludes our dictionary lesson. Now, I do want to show you guys an example for the worksheet that you have to do. So let's see. Give me one moment. All right, guys, so I want to show you on your assignment what you will be expected to do. All right, so here it is. This is your assignment. This is what you're going to complete. Now, this information is information that we just talked about, right? We talked about guide words. We talked about the entry. We talked about part of speech, right? Remember, our guide words are the words that we find, the word that we find, or the entry that we find at the beginning or the top of the page. And then our second guide word is the word that we find at the bottom, or the last entry of the page. Okay, so this is the same information. Now here it says, read the paragraph at the right and use the dictionary page above to answer the questions. Now for the first one, it says, is injure the first or last entry on the page? Injure, let me see, can I get my, oh, I can't, there we go. All right, so injure. Is it the first or is it the last entry on the page? Well, since our first guide word, I believe that this will be the first entry, right? And then what part of speech is injure? Well, you have to answer that on your own. Now, with this one, it's the same thing that you're doing up here, but you're doing it for your second guide word, which is instinct. Okay, so is instinct the first or last entry on the page? You have to answer that on your own. Number 6, what is the definition of instinct? Well, let's see. It's right here. An inner ability to an inner ability to respond to a certain kind of situation, okay? And so what you can do is put your text box, and then you're gonna write the definition. An inner ability to respond to a certain kind of situation. All right, and then that's how you do it. Now, guys, make sure that you put your name on your paper. I am going to, where is it? I'm going to put a name box there for you guys to put your name. So make sure you put your name in your class period. Thank you for attending. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me via text or message me on Schoology. Bye, guys.